Hey everyone, it's Devin from MamaCheaps.com. I have a new video for you today, and this one goes out to anyone who's ever thought of consigning at a consignment sale. Maybe you were a little nervous or not sure how to get started or just wanted some tips. This one is also for those of you who have consigned in the past, but maybe you didn't see as wonderful, as high sales, or you didn't move as many of your items as you had hoped to. So I've shopped at a lot of consignment sales, and I've also consigned at a lot of consignment sales. And I'm sure I'm going on like 8 or 9 years of going to these sales. And of course, the most recent one was a local just between friends sale that I went to this week. So as both a consignor and as a shopper, I've definitely seen a lot of what not to do. And the what not to do can really mean more in your pocket if you don't do these things. So I'm going to take a little twist, and instead of giving you tips on what you should do to have successful consigning, because I can make another video on that. I have blog posts on it already. But today I'd like to focus on what not to do, on what as a shopper, when we see people doing these things, it turns us off and we're not going to buy your stuff. So there are some things that you can do, like right now, there are some things you can do that as you're going through your items and thinking about if you don't have another spring sale coming up, there will be many fall sales. Many fall sales. Spring and fall are the most popular times of year for consignment sales. So in the spring, you're going to go to these sales and you're going to look for summer clothes, bathing suits, pool floats, flip-flops, sandals, like summer stuff, right? Sports, things for summer sports. In the fall sales, you're going to go look for snowsuits and winter gear and sweaters and holiday outfits and all of that good stuff. So there are two very specific seasons, and you're going to get a lot of sales that won't take certain items for off-season sales. So I guess I wasn't even going to say that tip, but there's tip number 1. Make sure what you're sending to the sale is appropriate for the sale season. So if you are selling things at the spring sale, don't send your snow boots and your snow pants and your winter coats, because more than likely they'll get pulled by the volunteers who are working the sale. They are inspecting all the clothing, and they're going to pull your stuff and set it aside for you because it's not the right season to sell those things. People aren't coming to the sale to buy those things. So when you go to this sale in April or March, you're not really looking for, things dead of the winter, snow boots and scarves, and you're not looking for like a Christmas sweater because it's not the right time of year. And they're not going to give you precious real estate on their clothing racks for like your Santa sweater in March. You're late. You missed the ball game. So the good news is just set it aside for the fall sale. It's like no big deal. So that's number 1. Make sure you pay attention to what season. Point number 2 for ways to be a better consignor, okay? When you're hanging up your clothes on hangers, hang them the right way. Your clothing, I'm hoping this translates with the reverse camera mode, but it should form a question mark when you look at it, okay? So you're going to have the design on the front, and you're going to hang it so that it looks like a question mark. A question mark. You know what a question mark is. There's a reason for that. This is the way that it hangs on the rack, okay? So if you have an outfit that has a design, like, see, this is like a graphic tee here. Well, when crazy shoppers like me, who don't have a lot of time because their kids are in school and I've got to get to like the preschool car line, I only have about 45 minutes, I'm going through the racks like this. Like one after another. And if you do not have, the design showing on the front of the shirt, I don't have time to turn it around and look, so no sale for you. I wouldn't buy it. Because I wouldn't see it. I wouldn't see what was on the other side. So make sure hanging things up on the right way on the hanger. Question mark. It's a question mark. Question mark. Okay. Third way to not be a crappy consignor. Seriously, guys, when you print out your tags, can you please make sure that your printer has enough ink and that your tag actually prints? Because clearly this person was just trying to pass off their tag, and like the barcode isn't even fully printed out on this one. So number 1, like, make sure that you have your printer has ink. See, and if you don't have it already, I have HP Instant Ink. I'm probably going to blog about this, so I'll leave a link when I write my blog post. But HP Instant Ink, like, I never run out of ink. Seriously, this person needs some because this is annoying. And not only is it annoying that their barcode didn't print out correctly, at the register, she kept trying to scan it in. It wouldn't scan. Then she tries to manually put in the number, and it wouldn't take it. It wasn't found in the system. Well, it wasn't until I got home and I looked at it and realized that the tag is 3 years old. Guys, if you're consigning with Just Between Friends, the tags expire every 2 years. So if you have things that have been going to the sale for 2 years or more, and the date that you created your tag prints out right on the top of the tag, if it's more than 2 years old, it deletes from the system. So not only does this person use crappy non-ink, but the tag was 3 years old. So no wonder the cashier couldn't find it because it was no longer in the system. So now this simple, shirt that I wanted to buy for Landon took about 4 or 5 minutes for her to figure out how to put it in. She had to ask for help. It wasn't her fault that it wasn't in the system, and that's why it wasn't scanning. But you cost me time, and I was annoyed, and I came very close to putting the shirt back because a $2 shirt is not worth my time. Like, seriously, just seriously, come on. You're costing people time and they're annoyed with you. Okay. The fourth way you can avoid being a crappy consignor would be to really take a look at your clothes and your toys and your other items before you consign them. If you have clothes that are stained, okay, it could be as obvious as this stain, or it could take a little more inspecting. You gotta look, in the light and put it in the sunlight and really look. But if you have clothing that is any part stained, you can't sell it because it's stained. So they don't take stained clothes, ripped clothes, whatever. So don't even bother trying to sell it because, number one, if somebody buys it and they don't realize there's a stain on there, that's like really deceptive. And number two, like if the inspectors go through here, like the volunteer inspectors, and find your clothes with a stain, they're going to pull it off the floor anyway. So it's not even going to be out there for sale. So clothes that have stains on them, rips on them, tears on them, have too much wear in them, cannot be sold. Puzzles, oh, wow, my kid's having so much fun putting together their puzzle until they find that one piece that's missing. Toys that are broken, like poor Rocky here, I'm sorry to say. This was a victim of our dog. Ironic, right? The dog ate the dog. Look, stuff happens. Honest mistakes happen. We all get that. But when you're trying to pass off your stuff that is broken or missing pieces, like, that's ridiculously crappy. And if you're trying to sell clothes that, are broken and have stains on them, I don't want your stupid old stained crap, so, don't sell it. I don't want it for free, and I'm going to be even more mad if I spend money on it. Then I have to hassle the owners, try to get a refund. I don't have time for that. So now I'm mad at you too. And you know what? Your consignor number is right on your tag. It's not that hard for the owners to look you up and, I don't know, blacklist you because sometimes there's repeat offenders, and that just gets so frustrating. Gently used, in good condition, fabulous, but stained like old broken crap, if you don't want it, I don't want it, and I certainly don't want to pay money for it. So just don't do it, because, okay, and the final point that I have to make is, well, it kind of goes hand in hand. 2 points. If you buy yourself one of these amazing tagging guns, all right, they're awesome, and they will save you so much time. They also have really, really sharp needles, because the needle pierces the clothing and it shoots a little barb out, and that's what holds your tag into place. Can we just agree that if you take a couple seconds to use sensible tagging procedures, you're not going to damage the clothing? So you're always going to look for a tag. If you can't find a tag, you're going to look in the shirt for a seam on the inside. There's almost always a seam on the sleeve, on the inside sleeve. And all you do is you just take this, you take where your tag would be on here, and you're going to go through there and shoot your barb through, and it won't damage the clothing. Guys, if you're just standing here like, oh, this is so much fun, I love tagging clothes, I used to work at Old Navy, and you put that through anywhere, this is Lily's old stained shirt. No worries. I didn't pay money for this. She stained it, and I can put holes in it if I want to. This is for demonstration. So, if you're being careless with your tagging gun, well, now you just like totally damaged the shirt. Like, I don't want to buy that shirt now. You ruined the shirt. I cannot tell you how many clothes I've seen at these sales where people have damaged them by putting holes in them with a tagging gun. You know, and they'll get pulled off the sales floor. They won't let them sell them. So there's that. And okay, I think I'm on like 0.6. But my final point is when you go to these sales, you need to really be realistic in what you're thinking about charging for your items, okay? I understand that if your child carried your the Buzz Lightyear toy around for every single day for a year and a half, there's emotional attachment. I get that. I understand that if your daughter wore that dress for the first day of kindergarten, it has emotional meaning to you. I understand that. But I don't want to pay for your emotional heartstrings. Like, that doesn't mean anything to me. If it means that much to you, maybe you should keep it. Turn it into a memory quilt. I don't know. But don't pass along your emotional attachment to clothing or toys or books or whatever to a consignment sale where people are looking for prices that are easily like up to 90% off of retail prices. Don't pass along your emotional attachment to the objects. If you are that emotionally attached to the object, keep it. Like, keep it until, you know, either you can bear to part with it or just keep it forever. Whatever you need to do. The classic mistake that I see time and time again is people thinking that they're thinking retail prices. They're thinking brand new retail prices. Lady, I don't care if your item is brand spanking new and still factory sealed, or a clothing item still with original tags on it, never worn. I'm not paying anywhere close to a retail price for that item. Anywhere close to a retail price. Because I am at a consignment sale. I am looking for bargains, like, seriously, up to 90% off. And if you choose, and that's fine. I mean, sometimes I do for certain items. It depends what. But if you choose to keep your item, the star means full price. So when they go to their discount days and they have like half off day or 25% off day, the items with the stars on them stay full price, okay? I typically let almost everything of mine go half off. If you do not let your items go half off, you're going to sell fewer items because people come to those discount days specifically looking for the things that are discounted. I'm not saying that they won't buy your full priced items on discount days. Of course they will. You just have a higher probability of selling more things on discount days if your items are discounted. So, like for me, I go and shop the 50% off sale, and this is how I shop. I literally go through the rack, like, I'm looking, and every single time I see one of these stars, I'm just like, oh, bless her heart. Like, I'm not even looking at it. I'm not even going to consider buying it. I mean, maybe if it's plated in gold and it's like $2, probably, gold, maybe I would, but I'm not really going to look at it if it's full price. Shoes, full price. And you know what? When we talk about being realistic about your prices, people, I don't care what you paid, and this is a true story. I don't care what you paid for your custom Disney Mickey Mouse Crocs that are in pretty good shape. If you think that I'm paying $34 full price and you're not even going to half off those Crocs, I'm at a consignment sale. I'm not buying Crocs for $34. I don't care if they're imprinted with Mickey Mouse. I don't care if they have real pixie dust inside of them. Full price for Disney Crocs, $34. They didn't have tags on them. They were not brand new. They were used. So, that frustrates sellers. No, it doesn't frustrate sellers. It frustrates buyers. When you're going through and we're there on a discount day, we want a discount. So consider that. I am not saying that you have to let every single thing go at a discount. Certainly you do not. Certain things are worth more and you don't want to let them go. That's fine. Or let them go half off. but consider letting a lot go half off. Like today was the last day of the Just Between Friends sale, and it was their 50% off day. I sold over 100 items today. Over 100 items. And I think almost all of them were discounted in price. So some people were getting like shirts for 25 cents, 50 cents, whatever. It's out of my house. I've made a little bit of money on it, and I'm happy to pass it on to the next family. So anyway, those are my points. You don't want to be a crappy consignor. Crappy consignors bring everyone down, give everyone a bad name. Just quality items. We get it that your kids have played in these. We get it that some of these are play clothes and kids are kids and all this. But if it has like a big giant stain and you think you're going to cover it up with the price tag and nobody's going to notice, the second we get home and take that price tag off, come on, like we're going to notice and we're going to tattle on you. I don't know. But just don't do it in the first place. And again, everyone understands that sometimes things slip by. Sometimes you're putting together a game or, some sort of toy set and you honestly don't realize that it doesn't have all the pieces. Honest mistakes happen, of course. But a lot of these things you can do go a long way in not just helping the sale out. It gives them better inventory for their shoppers, gives them better customer satisfaction. You want the sale to do well. If the sale does well, people are going to keep coming and they're going to keep buying things, and those things can be your things. And you know me, I'm always trying to pay off like our next Disney trip or whatever we're saving up for with my consignment sale checks. This one's no different. We've got a Disney cruise coming up in the fall, and I will be paying off a sizable portion of our balance with my consignor check. So keep these in mind. They apply to just about any consignment sale that you want to do, and especially the Just Between Friends franchise. This is a franchise system, guys. These are nationwide. So go on their website and look and see if there's a local sale near you. And if you sell it at a JBF sale, your tags can be used at any of their sales. So, make sure you have ink in your printer. Make sure your tags aren't more than 2 years old. And then you can even move them from sale to sale if there's more than one local sale near you. So I hope this was helpful. I know I get so chatty and I go on, but in all seriousness, just make sure your stuff is like good quality. Your tags can be read. Consider letting them go half off, and definitely price to sell. Have realistic expectations, because your consumers are there looking for a bargain, and they don't want your full price $34 Disney used Crocs. It's not going to happen. I mean, it might happen. No, it's not going to happen. That's all. So let me know about consignment sales. What's your favorite part? Do you consign, or are you too nervous to consign, or what other tips can I give you that might help you consider consigning? Because it is definitely a great way to make some extra cash. As always, guys, thanks for listening, and until next time.